is Asia Fun Facts, the show where we meet amazing Asian animals and discover more about their awesome antics. This time we are meeting a very unusual fish, the mudskipper. These unique-looking fish are mudskippers, so named because they quite literally love nothing more than walking, climbing, and skipping out of the water and in the mud. Yes, this is a fish that prefers to spend most of its time out of water. In fact, if they spend too much time underwater, they drown. Where do they live? You can find these quirky fish skipping along in the muddy swamps and rivers on the tropical and subtropical parts of Africa, Australia, and Asia. You'd most likely meet a mudskipper perched on mangrove roots and rocks when they are not submerged in a muddy burrow. Mudskippers dig their muddy burrows by scooping out mud with their mouths and spitting it out to create a protective wall. What do they eat? Mudskippers love to munch on insects, sandworms, and small crustaceans, but while doing so, they need to ensure they are coated in mud to stay hydrated. What makes mudskippers special? These little beasties might look unusual, but they are perfectly adapted to their muddy metropolis. First up, they are fish that live on land, which means they rely on the water, but just don't want to be in it all the time. They breathe air through special gill chambers that they keep wet with their fins. In order to take on oxygen, the gills must stay damp, so the mudskippers keep slapping on the mud like they're at some kind of fancy spa day. When mudskippers' gills expand to take in oxygen, it almost looks like they're puffing out their cheeks. Also, much like amphibians, they can also breathe through their skin. What? Now, you may have noticed the mudskippers' distinctive eyes. They can move independently of one another. They can retract and can see almost the whole way around their bodies. What's more, they can see perfectly well on land and underwater. It might look like the mudskippers are blinking all the time, but they are actually keeping their eyes moist. When they blink, they are retracting their eyeballs into a fluid-filled cup, which keeps their eyes wet. Whoa! Their torpedo-shaped bodies are also perfectly adapted to this fish-out-of-water existence. Their pectoral fins are shaped like legs to help them move or skip across the sticky mud. These brilliant fins can even help them climb trees. Did I say fish that climb trees? Yes, I did! Oh, they can also jump over 1/2 meter in the air. Yep, climbing, high-jumping fish. Is there anything else they can't do? So there we have it. The high-jumping, tree-climbing, air-breathing, doesn't live in water fish, the marvelous mudskipper. Magnificent!